A few days ago, as you're watching this video, I put out a Facebook post where I started to talk about some of the tips that I'd give myself back when I got back into riding. So if I could go back to myself as a beginner a few years ago when I got back into mountain biking and give myself some tips to help me improve as a rider, be more confident and just generally enjoy riding more, what sort of tips would I give myself? So in this video I'm going to talk about 4 tips I would give myself if I could go back to when I started riding to help me improve. Before I do that though, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications, and then as soon as a future MTB fitness video comes out, you'll be the first to know. A few people have also asked me if they can buy an MTB fitness cap, if they can buy an MTB fitness t-shirt. Now I've completely revamped the online MTB fitness clothing store. So if you want to buy something or just check out the store and see if you fancy anything, go to mtb.fitness, scroll down about a quarter of the way down the page and you'll see a massive announcement saying MTB fitness clothing. Click that link and then you can go check out the clothing store and buy yourself some swag. Just made it very uncool by calling it swag though. So go to the website and do that. I'll also add a description in the link as well so you can do that. So let's jump into the video. 4 tips that if I could go back to me as a beginner rider, I would give myself. So I think the first one is to chill out a little bit. So when you first get into riding, you overthink everything. So you think you have to be the best possible rider you can be in the shortest amount of time. You think everybody else is looking at you thinking that you look stupid. You think that you need to understand everything about bikes and what everything means, but they're so technical and they're so difficult to understand that it takes a while. I would say just chill out, stop overthinking everything, stop being so self-conscious and just enjoy being a beginner. Be proud of being a beginner because everybody once was, and just enjoy the whole process of improving. And I would definitely go back and tell myself that when I first got into riding, because I used to overthink everything. I used to think I needed to be great at everything. What happened is that if I was riding in public, say at a trail centre for example, I'd be super self-conscious the whole time, and I'd also try to ride much faster and hit sort of more difficult trails than I was good enough for. So what that would mean is I'd crash more and that would dent my confidence and I'd end up feeling stupid, and it was just a bit of a vicious cycle downwards. So if you're a beginner rider watching this, and anybody really, this is beneficial for anybody watching, just make sure that you chill out a little bit, take the pressure off, just understand that mountain bikers all want to help each other, we're all in this together, nobody cares whether you're amazing on the bike or whether you're crappy on the bike, we're all a beginner once, so just chill out and enjoy the process of getting better. Now the second thing that I would tell myself is that you need to focus on learning the basics first before you try to do all the advanced shizness. So before you can rail a corner as fast as you can possibly go, just like you see the pros do on the videos, you need to learn to be able to drop your outside foot, drop your heels, twist your hips, look into the corner, get your shoulder round, and just essentially do that corner with good technique at a slow speed. Because if you start to try and take corners fast with crap technique, it goes very badly and you end up crashing. You can definitely speak from experience on that one. So I tell myself just to slow down and focus on the basics of learning how to corner, how to look further ahead on the bike so I can pick a better line choice, how to manual, how to do pedal wheelies, how to bunny hop. All the basics that you need to do to be a good mountain biker, because if I was to focus on that earlier, I'd be an even better rider than I am now. That sounds big-headed, I don't mean it like that. Even better than I am now. But I would be a better rider than I am now because I would have started focusing on the basics earlier. Like now, I focus on relaxing on the bike, on flowing down the trail, and I can often do a descent with far less effort, far more in my comfort zone, and destroy the times that I used to set 2 years before. And a lot of that is just because I'm doing the basics better, I'm finding the smoothest line, I'm focusing on cornering better, I'm looking right ahead down the trail, and doing all those things that all add up to mean that you ride much better with less effort. So if I could go back to beginner Matt, I would say focus on the basics more. Do that and you'll see massive benefits on the bike. Don't try and be all flash and advanced. Step 3 would be to get some skills coaching, and this ties into number 2. But I did anyway, but I would say go get some more. Try some different coaches as well as the ones that I used at the time, which were great, and just learn from different people about how to ride better. Because when you go to a skills coach and they show you what to do, they show you what not to do, they film you riding so you can see yourself and see what you're doing well, what you're doing badly. That all hugely helps you improve as a rider. So I'd say get some skills coaching, but also do it more regularly rather than just once every 6, every 12 months. If you can do some skills coaching regularly, I would say that would really help me as a rider back when I started. So that would be number 3. And number 4, I've left it kind of until I've never entered a race before or a mountain bike event. This year I'm due, whether it'll happen or not, to enter the Hard Rock, which will be my first mountain bike event. And what I will probably go back to myself and say is, don't leave it so long to enter an event. Like, just enter it and do it. Like, I'm really looking forward to doing the race this year if it goes ahead, fingers crossed. But I didn't really need to leave it several years until now to do my first race. So I'd say, you know, first year or 2 of riding, just enter the event and go and have a good time because it would be great fun. I think back then I was probably too self-conscious to enter the race. I was too bothered about how I would do, what people would think of me, how I would look. I had no reason to think any of those things. You just sort of let your mind play with yourself. So, you know, now I don't really give a S about what other people think about me. So I'm more than happy to turn up at the race, do my best. If I place last, if I'm in the middle of the pack, doesn't matter. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try the hardest. I definitely do not care what someone else thinks of where I finish on that race. Like, it just doesn't matter to me. I'm going to try my hardest, and that's all that matters. And I think I would kind of take that mindset and put it back to when I started riding, and I think I probably would have entered more races, entered more events, and that would have made me meet new people and probably be a better rider today as well. So those are 4 tips that I would give myself as a beginner rider. I would love to hear what would a tip you would give your beginner self. I'm sure as you've been watching this video, some things that you'd like, lessons you've learned and things you'd like to teach an earlier version of you have popped up. So let me know in the comments what tips you would give. I'll be really keen to read through them all and see what you'd give. And to watch more MTB fitness videos, well, first of all, click this button here and you can subscribe, and then click this video here and you can watch another MTB fitness video, and make sure you leave that comment because I'm really interested to hear what tip you would give yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for another MTB fitness video.